Okay, well, welcome, Mind Warriors. Tonight we're cracking the code behind manifesting, lifting it out of that wishful thinking and turning it into a skill that you can actually run and work every day and make it work for you. It really is a mind skill and something you can train yourself in that you already have all the tools for that you need to help you do that, and it's on the Zygon app. So before I dive in, have any of you watched the 5-part video series, Law of Attraction? It's on the app, and if you haven't done so yet, I encourage you to do it. It goes over the visioneering method that we're going to cover and why it works and how it works. This is something I use every night before I drift off to sleep, and it's simple, and it takes no more than 5 minutes. For a more extended version and to have the Zygon technology automatically put you into that perfect mind state, you can find the visioneering tool on the Zygon Empowerment app. Okay, so the purpose of today's talk isn't to rehash how visioneering works. There's plenty of videos and tools on your app for all of that. What I want to use this time to delve into are some issues about why it might not be working for you. And the first big reason is, are you really doing it? Are you consistently doing this on a daily basis? And are you following the protocol and dedicating time to it? Like I said, I do this just before I drift off to sleep, and sometimes in the morning before beginning my day, which can be demanding. So while I'm in that relaxed mind space is when I do this. So let's just assume you are doing it and that you're consistent and that you're following the protocol, but it's still not bringing you the results that you want. So let's troubleshoot that here now and see why that is going that way. Why manifesting stalls and doesn't always deliver. Most people, they picture a goal. They may or may not charge it with enough gratitude or a positive emotion, and just seeing it in your head isn't enough. The secret is intention that isn't coherent never leaves your skull. So the thought form, if it doesn't resonate with your entire nervous system, your emotions, it's like it's stillborn. It's not launched into the information field as a blueprint that then can become a reality. So what blocks it? Well, here are the key blocks that I've seen in coaching calls with people on this. And the first and the most prominent one is hidden mind scripts that you've got running in the background that say, hey, I don't deserve that. I'm not safe. I can't do this. We all have these negative mind scripts running, and probably a lot more than you think. And we're mostly unconscious about it. Negative thoughts are like cockroaches hiding in the walls. They're there, you just can't see them. Think about how many times in the past you've said or thought, I look terrible today. I'm already behind. I'll never catch up. I'm not the creative type. I'm bad with money, and so on. Okay, the next one is chronic low-grade stress. Are you under stress in your life? Probably. And your signal gets drowned out in all that cortisol static. That hurry-worry world that we live in, it keeps our nervous system in a constant alert status and hyper-vigilant about all the things that can go wrong, which reinforces all the negatives. So this is the buzzkill that keeps you out of the mind zone that you need to be in to reinforce the outcomes that you want. The next one is your environment contradicts your vision. So you got to surround yourself with positive reinforcement. Get rid of the naysayers in your life. Turn off the news, especially the local news, where they're always showing negativity every night. You just don't need it. The next is not taking positive actions. Any forward you make towards your goal, it creates this gateway in the information field that moves that trajectory into play. So let's say your visioneering exercise is to get a new car. You know what you want, you just can't write that check today. But rather than reinforcing that mindset that you can't afford it, you go get a quote on it. You go down to the dealership and you see it, and you pin the brochure of it on your bulletin board. I'm sure you've heard the story of Jim Carrey, the actor, comedian, who, when he was a starving actor in Hollywood, he wrote a check out to himself for $10 million for services rendered, and he kept it in his wallet and was able to cash it only a couple years later. That was a micro action that he took. and a reminder to his subconscious that he was making it happen. Are you using your guided visioneering tool on the app? The soundtrack developed for the visioneering tool automatically brings you into the proper mind state as you're guided to visualize your goal as a mental movie. Then you lock in that vision and release it. It's a great little meditation and a perfect escape while you're doing this to achieve your goals. I mostly do the do-it-yourself method because I've been doing it for years, but this is a really great tool that actually does most of the work for you. And of course, you can use both methods. But whatever you do choose, do this at least 3 to 4 times a week and watch the Law of Attraction mini course again, even if you've already seen it. Okay, so I have a few questions for you, and if you really want to make visioneering and manifesting successful, I'd like you to write this down. So can you answer these questions? What goal or dream have you chased the longest without traction? When you visualize it, what emotion comes up first? Excitement, doubt, boredom? Think about that for a minute. Which inner voice shouts louder, the dreamer or the skeptic? Where does your body tense when you speak your goal out loud? Is there a place on your body where you feel it? Now think back into your past. When did a crazy coincidence tell you to keep going? Maybe it was a project you were working on and it wasn't going very well, but something happened and there was this synchronicity, that moment that made you not quit, even though all the logical reasons were there. What was that thing? If someone was doing a documentary on your life right now and a camera followed you tomorrow, would your habits look like someone already living the dream or living your goals? What piece of evidence this week, some small accomplishment, would prove to you that this process actually works? Make it something small, an email, a phone call, a friend that you haven't seen for a while, or $100 that comes out of nowhere. All right, take those answers you just wrote down and let's do an exercise together. Close your eyes, and if you like, place your focus in the center of your forehead, right here. Got it? Now take deep breaths, 3 deep breaths. Okay? Pick up that goal that keeps slipping through your fingers. The novel, the startup, the relationship, the health milestone. How long have you been chasing it? A year? A decade? See it crystal clear in your mind. Ask yourself, have I truly worked this vision daily, weekly, or have I flirted with it only and not really been serious? Be honest with yourself. Okay, breathe in again. Now, watch the very first emotion that rises when you picture the finish line. Is it a jolt of excitement, a stab of self-doubt, or a dull meh that says you have low energy about it? Name it. No judgment. We're just collecting data from your internal dashboard. Now, listen for the voices. Which one has the megaphone right now? The dreamer or the inner skeptic? The dreamer promises possibility. The other fires warning shots. Think about whichever voice shows up for you, even if it's a skeptic trying to protect you. Scan your body now. Where does your goal live physically? Your throat, your solar plexus, your jaw? That hot spot is the circuit that you'll want to open before every visioneering session that you run and that you do in the future. Now, I want you to rewind your timeline. Go back into the past for a moment. Remember a crazy coincidence that whispered, "Don't quit"? Maybe a stranger mentioned your idea out of the blue, or a resource appeared the day funds hit zero. Think about that time. Let the memory swell inside of you. It's evidence that the field is already conversing with you. Okay, now fast forward to tomorrow morning. Imagine that documentary crew that's filming you. Did they capture habits of a person that's already living the dream or someone hoping? See the contrast. Choose one micro habit that the director must catch you on camera doing, that you're writing at dawn, pitching your idea to the board, lacing up your running shoes, whatever it is, lock it in. Finally, set out a beacon for the universe. Just one small proof this week that says, I'm here. An unexpected email, a call from an old friend that you'd love to hear from, a found $100 bill. Pick up something that's bite-sized and specific, then say it out loud in your mind. Okay, that's great. Now open your eyes. Any insights from this exercise? Jot them down in your journal. Then after we're done here, I want you to load up your visioneering track from your app with the exact scene that we just laid out. Emotion first, your inner voice is tamed, your body loose and open, and then put out the proof requested for this test run. See it as a done deal. Then I want you to turn this project into lasting traction, one to prove that it works, but also to train your skill in doing this. Each morning, open the visioneering track in the app. Run a 10-minute first-person scene in 4K detail, you actually living the fulfilled goal as if you already have it. If the first emotion was doubt, start with the brain supercharger track to jack the signal to gratitude before you run the visioneering session. Immediately after, perform one 5-minute micro action that matches the movie that you just watched of yourself. Write the 250 words, sketch the prototype, walk around the block if health is your aim. Tiny actions make a big difference because you're opening a gateway. Each night, jot every synchronicity that day, big or small, in your journal. Do this for a full week. 7 to sunrise to sunset loops. Then re-ask the same questions and see how your answers shift. Manifesting and shaping your new reality really does work, as long as you have these 3 levers. Having a coherent vision, that crystal clear movie that you just built. Elevating your emotion, this is the fuel that drives it, feeling it deeply, whether that's gratitude, awe, or a fierce joy while that movie's running. And then aligned micro actions, those tiny daily moves that prove to your subconscious, which is the autopilot that's steering your life, that you're serious about it. And if, no when, that bite-sized proof drops this week, screenshot it, circle it, post it on your wall. Let that skeptic inside of you see the black and white ink. The universe is listening all the time. Make your broadcast crystal clear. Charge it with feeling, back it with action, and then things will start happening. Put all 3 of these together in your sessions daily, and reality starts bending fast. Miss one, or not be fully committed, and the universe will ignore your request. When these 3 levers snap into place in perfect alignment, reality doesn't gradually shift, it pivots. Visioneering helps you aim the arrow. Emotion is what launches it, and micro actions are what drive it home. Miss even one of these, and you miss the target. So here's your assignment, and begin this exercise tonight. Give yourself 7 days from tonight. Run the movie, fire the feelings to fuel the goal, take the tiniest aligned steps right away, then watch the first breadcrumb of proof and log it. Do this for a week, and you'll know it works, and it will change everything in your life. The field is listening, but it only echoes back a strong, coherent signal. Make your voice impossible to ignore. And I'll see you on the inside.